Hey everybody, Dalton Mack with Seconds Count Training Solutions, and with the 4th of July approaching, I know it seems early, it's a month away from today, a little over, but it's my favorite holiday, so I want to talk about being a responsible citizen. Odds are being a responsible citizen looks drastically different from 1776 until 2025. But here's my take on what you can do to be a little more involved and be taken a little more seriously about things that you care about. In order to become a responsible citizen, things that I've deemed important, and you may be able to find more. If you think of any, put them in the comments, let me know, shoot me a text, whatever. But the first one I would start off with is be informed. If there's something you believe that you care about, something you believe that you are passionate about, or even could be passionate about, gather information. By gather information, I don't mean to click on the first CNN article and go with it, click on the first Fox article and go with it, or just use CNN and Fox and go, I've actually heard from both sides, and you've only heard from CNN and Fox. That's just an example. Collect all the information that you can gather about that topic and dive headfirst into it and decide where you stand on it, what you could do, and how you as a person can make a difference in somebody, something, or some organization's life, or whatever the case may be. Once you've done that, you can start to develop informed beliefs and opinions about that topic, right? If not, they're emotionally driven or they're lack of knowledge driven, which confuses me. When somebody's like, I really care about this, like, oh, why? It's like, it's sad. Okay, well, what can you do to express yourself in a way that isn't, it's sad, it's horrific, right? Easy example would be any type of mass tragedy that it's carried out with a firearm, right? Both sides do this. They jump to take them all away or go buy more, we need them like more than ever, before the bodies are cold. I've said that many times and throughout a bunch of different videos, but that's my actual opinion on that. It's ridiculous. Both sides go far to the left and right before the bodies are ever even cold, and that's unfortunate. That's not seeking for a solution. That's just, I have strong opinions, and yelling it at the top of the roof. So, once you've gathered your informed beliefs and opinions about something, start providing that service to others. If you believe that children shouldn't be hungry, and it's not something everybody agrees children shouldn't be hungry, but if you believe you can do something about it, go to your local food bank, food pantry, whatever, stand in line and serve food, donate food, do something, right? Now you're doing a service to others. You're taking the abundance that this country allows you to have. A lot of countries cannot afford abundance like we do. If you don't think you have abundance, look around your house, find an Amazon box, you probably have abundance. So I say that as I'm looking in this room at a few Amazon boxes, right? So give that something to others. If you have it and you don't use it, or you're not going to, give it to others. Donate your time. I believe time's more valuable than money. You can donate a couple bucks to an organization, awesome. Donate your time to that place as well. So with that, listen to community concerns. Being an informed person allows you to separate community concerns versus local drama. Oh, the kids can't eat or whatever, kids are hungry, I'm gonna do something about that. Hey Barbara, what have you noticed? Well, I noticed that so-and-so comes in here in her brand new car, okay, and she, every year she buys a brand new car, but she still comes to the food bank. That doesn't make any sense, right? You may be correct, Barbara. That doesn't mean you have to voice it, and that doesn't mean I have to give a damn what you say. I'm here to give food to people in need. Odds are if they're coming to the place, they probably need it in some way, shape, or form. And if they don't, you're always going to have people that go take the negative aspects of a good system. It's going to happen. You're there to make a difference. As long as you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, I've made a difference, you're doing what you set out to do. Barbara be damned. So now that you're able to separate those two things between actual concerns and just drama, now you might want to consider getting involved politically. A huge pet peeve of mine, I have many, is when people go, I don't like, for example, I don't like what they're teaching our kids in school. Have you been to a school board meeting? Have you sat down? Well, I don't have the time. Find the time. Usually they're after hours, or you can at least do yourself the favor of looking up the notes from the meeting. Find out what it is that's actually being pushed, get involved. You may bring up something that many people care about, and you're the only one willing to voice it, or you may hear something that you didn't even know was going on, and now you can say, hey, I don't like that either. Now you're an extra voice toward getting the goals and the outcomes that you want. That's just how that goes. If you have an opinion on it, like, I don't want my kids taught this in school, or I want this taught in school, go to a meeting. Stop just sitting around and talking about, this is an injustice, this isn't the America I remember. Do something about it, right? Gather information on what the school's doing, form a belief and opinion, or support your beliefs and opinions. Go to the place where this is happening in service to others, be able to separate what's an actual concern versus what's local gossip, and now you can participate politically in these things. Or you can do what I don't see why anybody would do, but they're necessary, kind of, and run for some type of office. I'm not going to talk too much on that. Those silly geese can have that. I just want to be able to be involved in the participation of the event or the outcome. Don't really want to run for office and subjugate myself to that. Attitude and appearance. This is one that might be offensive. I don't care anymore. This is the reality. If you, I'm going to say the same thing, but in two different ways. I just really wish that our kids weren't being taught this stupid stuff, man. I really don't even give a damn, but like, it's just ridiculous that our kids are being taught this stuff. Can you believe this? Kids are being taught that like there's lizard people in the mountains. Are you serious? Versus being able to look at somebody and be like, I've been hearing a lot about lizard people being in the mountains. I'm not sure how I feel about that kind of stuff, but I know that I really don't want my kids to listen to it because it sounds like nonsense that I don't want them to hear. They're 10. They need to be focusing on, math, science, things like that. I don't really want them focusing on lizard people. I'm saying the same thing, but that's what I mean by attitude and appearance. If you carry yourself like somebody, or you frequently are the person that says, I don't give an F what people think about me, I'm this town's worst enemy, or stuff like that, you're a tool. Stop being a tool. You're not going to be able to contribute anything relative to the conversation, to the outcome, to the event, anything. So change yourself a little bit. Be able to present yourself in a way that sounds like you actually care and don't think it's cool to not care. If you do think it's cool to not care, then don't care over there while the rest of us get together and figure out solutions to problems. That's my little tangent, but I believe that everybody likes to believe that if they were alive in 1776, they would have been one of the founding fathers. They would have been right there. Most of these people won't get off the couch for something they actually firmly believe. But you're telling me that they would have said, you know what? Sign this document, let's get busy. Let's leave the Brits, we're going to figure stuff out. There's going to be blood, I'm down, let's roll. The majority of people would not do that. I don't even know if I would, but I know that I don't live in 1776, I live in 2025, and I'm willing to put my time where my mouth is and get involved in things that I care about. That being said, I hope everybody has a great 4th of July. I know it's a month out, still my favorite holiday. Hope you have a great one. Be safe, be informed, and remember that seconds count.